हिंदी में
कोई बात मैं लिख लूंगी कहीं कहीं।
ओके, नेक्स्ट टाइम माता जी मैं देखूंगी।
हाँ हाँ कोई बात नहीं।
आज
हाँ
थोड़ा
हाँ
बोल
कोई
देते
बात
हैं,
नहीं।
maybe शुभल प्रभु is busy, not sure. शुभल प्रभु, okay, then I'm just doing
Yeah,
that.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah,
Let me check.
yes.
You want me to check for Hindi version?
Prabhuji, maybe next time, now you can just read the
Okay,
Mangalacharan,
sure, Mataji.
recite the Mangalacharan, yeah.
Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्नपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So we'll start our discussion, today's discussion. So today's Sridhama Prabhuji, he is traveling. So that's what would like to, we'll just lead the class, we'll discuss the class. So we are reading chapter 13 with the title, Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness. That is the 13th chapter, what we are reading. Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetram, Kshetragya, Jnanam, Gyam, all those we are reading. So we'll start our discussion now. So we read about Prakriti, no, we read about the Jnanam, Gyam, and then Kshetra, the field of the body. I mean, the field is our body, and Kshetragya, the knower of the body. The knower of the body is our soul, as well as our super soul, which resides in our body. So, from this chapter, from this verse, we'll read about the Prakriti and Purusha, and what is the interaction between Prakriti and Purusha. So let's recite Bhagavad Gita 13.20. First I will recite, then three of the devotees can recite this verse. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidya Anadi Uvavapi Vikaramscha Gunamschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. Devotees, please read. Three of the
हरे
devotees
कृष्णा।
can read. Yes,
हरे
Mataji,
कृष्णा।
please read. Yes, please.
प्रकृति पुरुषं चैव विद्या अनादि उभवपि विकारस्व गुणस्वेय वृद्धि प्रकृति संभवान्।
Thank you, Mataji. Who else would like to recite?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Please read.
प्रकृतं पुरुषं चैव विद्यानन्दे उभवपि विकारं च गुणं चैव वृद्धि प्रकृति संभवन्।
Thank you, Mataji. Shalini Mataji would like to read?
Sure, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyadnadi Ubhavapi Vikaransh Gunamschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavam. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. So, any devotee, please read synonyms and translation. Kush Prabhu would like to read?
Prakritrim, material nature, Purusham, the living entities, ka or cha,
Cha. Cha.
cha, also, eva, certainly, Vidhi, you must know, Anadi, without beginning, Ubhayu, both, Api, also, Vikaran, transformations, Cha, also, Gunan, the three modes of material of the three modes of nature, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Vidhi, no, Prakriti, material nature, Sambhavan, produced of. Material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless. Their transformations and the modes of matter are products of material nature.
You, Prabhuji. Purport. Anyone would like to read the purport? Subal Prabhu would like to read the purport.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna devotees and Pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. By the knowledge given in this chapter, one can understand the body, the field of activities, and the knower of the body, both the individual soul and the super soul. The body is field of activity and is composed of material nature. The individual soul that is embodied and enjoying the activities of the body is the Purusha or the living entity. He is one knower and the other is the supersoul. Of course, it is to be understood that both the supersoul and individual entity are different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of God. The living entity is in the category of his energy, and the supersoul is in the category of his personal expansion. You want me to continue, Mataji, or you want to give?
If anyone wants to read, I don't know, Prabhuji, there
I
are
can read
less.
it.
Oh, Mataji, yeah, please. Yeah.
Both material nature and the living entity are eternal. That is to say, that they existed before the creation. The material manifestation is from the energy of the Supreme Lord, and so also are the living entities. But the living entities are of the superior energy. Both the living entities and material nature existed before this cosmos was manifested. Material nature was absorbed in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, and when it was required, it was manifested by the agency of the Mahatattva. Similarly, the living entities are also in him, and because they are conditioned, they are averse to serving the Supreme Lord. Thus, they are not allowed to enter into the spiritual sky. But when the coming forth of material nature But with the coming forth of material nature, these living entities are again given a chance to act in the material world and prepare themselves to enter into the spiritual world. That is the mystery of this material creation. Actually, the living entity is originally the spiritual part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, but due to his rebellious nature, he is conditioned within the material nature. It really does not matter how these living entities or superior entities of the Supreme Lord have come in contact with material nature. The Supreme Personality of Godhead knows, however, how and why this actually took place. In the scriptures, the Lord says that those attracted by this material nature are undergoing a hard struggle for existence. But we should know it with certainty from the description of these few verses that all transformations and influences of material nature by the three modes are also productions of material nature. All transformations and variety in respect to living entities are due to the body. As far as spirit is concerned, living entities are all the same. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for reading. Prabhuji and Mataji would like to add.
I think Mataji, what I'm understanding from the part that I read, it's technical, but what I'm gathering is basically Prabhupada is saying that material nature and living entities are both eternal. And there was a point in time where we were part and parcel of Krishna in the spiritual sky. but we didn't want to serve Krishna and we rebelled. And so that's why we came into this material world. And then he goes on to explain that we are this body is created out of the Mahat Tattva, and so is nature as well. And then he continues on to say that when we came, like, basically because of our rebellion, we came into this material world, and we don't know why we came, but God knows. And it doesn't even matter, like, it's a waste of time to try to analyze how we came into this material nature. Our aim should be to go back and find a way back to Godhead. As long as we are in this material world, our existence is always a struggle, and so we should try to serve Krishna and then go back to Godhead. I understood this much, Mataji. If you can explain more, Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. You gave the gist of this purport, Mataji. Thank you so much. Prabhuji would like to add, Prabhuji. Subal Prabhu.
Mataji explained very nicely, Mataji. Yeah, so what we can see here is material nature and living entities are, beginless, as Prabhuji, Mataji said, their union is described, beginless, right? It is anadi, and their transformations and the modes of, matter. So this whole chapter tells us about the body and the difference between the knowers of the body, the two knowers. So body is the field of embodied individual souls, and super soul is another knower of the body, a living entity and the super soul. So similarly, both living entity and material nature are eternal. Because material nature is eternal, all those specific manifestations of the matter are temporary. Living entity is eternal because the being Lord's superior nature. So why the eternal living entity falls down to this material world is due to rebellious nature. We were all the sons and there with our father, but we wanted to lord over. So that's why we come in contact with the matter. But now Krishna wants us to, as if a son is lost, his father is more worried. So the same way, Krishna wants us to come back. That's why material nature is absorbed in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, and when required, it is manifested. That's my understanding. Mataji. Please, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji very nicely explained about this material nature and the creation of this material world, and the everything is under the control of our Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we forgot our relationship with Him. That's why we are in this material world. Very nice, Prabhuji. So I'll just share something with in
Hare
connection with.
Krishna Mataji, who is
Yes,
that
Mother.
Prabhuji Mataji? Because I was confused because I was seeing the messages. Who is that Prabhuji Mataji? Who is in the hospital?
Oh,
Uh,
actually, he is the disciple of His Grace, our Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada,
okay.
Mataji. He
Okay.
is at the end of his life. I think he is
Mm-hmm.
in a very critical condition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Subal Prabhu, all Prabhujis, Matajis, they went to visit him in the hospital. He is in the VA hospital.
Okay. How is he
That's
doing, Mataji, right now? He's in the.
he's I think his son message to Prabhuji also that they will remove his heart medication tomorrow.
Okay.
His
Okay.
heart is very weak. That's what
Okay.
I heard. Subal Prabhu knows more about it.
Yeah,
Mataji.
Oh, yes,
how old is
Mataji.
he, Subal Prabhuji? How old is he, Prabhuji?
85, 80, less than 90, Mataji, but
Oh,
85
okay,
around.
okay. Hare Krishna. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But he is very strong, he is always telling us when we went, don't be afraid of death. This is
Yeah.
the
Oh,
final examinations you have,
he was also chanting the other day, right, Prabhuji?
Yes,
He's
yes,
the one,
Mataji. Yeah,
Prabhuji.
you might have
Oh,
seen,
okay.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. I saw the video, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Oh my God.
Yeah. Who's the devotees of the Lord, like Shuddha Bhakta, the pure devotees, they do not have fear for death. They know that they are going to the Supreme Lord, going back to the Godhead. So let's take some of the points to discuss for today's chapter 13th. So the acronym for this chapter 13th, as we discussed earlier, that WISE. So wise questions, in this wise, this acronym says wise questions asked by Arjuna's, and Arjuna's initial inquiries were 6 questions. He asked 6 questions, and those questions are called wise questions. And then I for items of knowledge, the qualities of true knowledge. And what is the true knowledge? What are the qualities is already we discussed on the verses 8 to 12. And then next verse 13 to 19 discussed about soul and the super soul, the knower and the supreme knower. And then the next section is we'll discuss the remaining verses 20 to 35 about enjoyer. Who are the enjoyer? The Prakriti and the Purusha. So starting verse 20, we'll discuss about the enjoyers. Also, we discussed about KK and JJ. These are also another acronym. K is Kshetra, the body or field, which is our body, or Kshetra. And Kshetrajna is the knower of the field. Who is the knower of the field? We, the Jiva, the soul, is the knower of the field, as well as there is another great knower of all of our bodies, is the super soul, who resides in our body. So both are Kshetrajna, the soul, Jiva, and the super soul. And then comes Jnana or knowledge, and the knowledge to know the absolute truth. Who is Krishna and what is our relationship with Krishna and who we are. And then is coming Gyam, the object of knowledge. The object of knowledge is also soul and then super soul. Then two PPs are Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is the material nature and Purusha the enjoyer or the supreme being. So Purusha, we are living entities, we are the Purusha. So Purusha is not talking about any gender or anything, no male or female. Thus, as a soul, we are the Prakriti. We enjoying this material world. So also our Supreme Lord is the main Purusha. He is the enjoyer, the Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasyam. He is the supreme enjoyer. So these are the acronyms I just would like to go over. And now we'll go to the next slide again. Okay, so now the Gnayam, we discussed about these 3 main questions. Arjuna asked, who is God, who we are, and what is our relationship with the God? So to know that, we'll first go to discuss about the 24 elements which discussed in this purport. These 24 material elements form the temporary body, the field of activity, which is our body. So our body is made up with these 24 elements. So what are the 24 elements? First one is the 5 gross elements, which is called Pancha Mahabhutas: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then second is the 5 subtle elements or Pancha Tanmatras, which is smell, taste, form or sight, touch, and sound. And then it's coming the 5 knowledge acquiring senses or Pancha Gyanandriya, which are ears, skin, eyes, tongue, nose. And then is coming the five working senses or pancha karmendriyas, which is voice or mouth, hands, legs, genitals, anus or rectum. And then it's coming last the internal instruments or source, which are also called subtle elements, are called mind, intelligence, and false ego. And the third one is, and last one is Mahatattva or total material energy, our unmanifested nature. So we'll discuss about this and what the Shastra said. What is Mahat Tattva? We discussed this before. Again, we'll also discuss with the help of the Shastras. So this Mahat Tattvas or unmanifested nature stays in the body of Purushavatar, the first Purushavatar, Mahavishnu. And when this material world creates through the breathing of the Mahavishnus in the causal ocean, then living entities creates. And through this 24 elements, this forms our body or kshetra in this material world. So now this is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, where Lord Chaitanya is discussed about the what is Mahat Tattva. So we'll read that. Is anyone would like to read about this Mahat Tattva? What Mahaprabhu says? Yeah, please, Kushma Prabhuji, please read.
Material nature acts in two capacities as Maya and Pradhana. Maya is the direct cause, and Pradhana refers to the elements of the material manifestation. When the first Purusha Avatara Mahavishnu glances over the material nature becomes agitated, and the Purusava Avatara thus impregnates matter with living entities. Simply by the glance of the Mahavishnu, consciousness is created, and this consciousness is known as Mahatattva. The predominating deity of the Mahatattva is Vasudeva. This created consciousness is then divided into three departmental activities according to the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas.
Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So it's very, thank you, Prabhuji, for reading this. So this material nature, as it says in teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is no other than Lord Krishna, came to this material world 500 years ago. And he teaches about how to love Krishna and how to take the holy names with all hearts. There is no need of any qualifications to be a Vaishnava. Just chant the holy names. That Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches and gave to this age of Kali, the holy names. So here it says that material nature acts in two capacities. One is Maya and the second one is Pradhana. So Pradhana belongs to Pradhana and Mahatattva. These are interchangeable. So this product, that's 24 elements we just have discussed. The 24 elements in this material world is actually called Pradhana. And when it manifests, when Mahavishnu glances to this material world and the living entity is created from his body and the material world is created, that time the consciousness is created. This consciousness is known as Mahat Tattva. So Pradhana and Mahat Tattva are interchangeable. So it's kind of technical, but as much as we discuss, it will be more clearer. So this Mahatattva is the consciousness of this material world through the living entities. And the predominating deity here, Mahatattva, is Vasudeva because there are Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and those are all Chaturbhuha. That is a different topic. I'm not going there, but I'm just like to mention that this Mahatattva's predominating deity is Lord Vasudeva. So, and this created consciousness, when this consciousness created, it divided into three gunas, modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas. As we read in this purport, there are three gunas or modes of material nature goes to those living entities or souls. So according to this modes of material nature, we are suffering in this material world. So Suddhva Bhakta or pure devotees of Lord Krishna, they are always in the Sattva Gun or Suddha Sattva. So Suddha Sattva is like higher than Sattva Gun, Sattva Gunas. And we are the Jivas, we are suffering in this material world because our this three modes always goes one after another in our daily life. Sometimes maybe we are in the sattva gunas, like when we are reading, chanting, deity, worshipping deities, that time we are in the sattva guna. But when we are doing other material activities, thinking other than Krishna, want to enjoy in this material world in different ways, that time we goes through the rajas and tamas gunas. So on those modes of material nature actually creates havoc in our life, and because of that we forget Krishna and we want to be separated from him. That's why it's very difficult for us to go back to the spiritual world. So that is why Srila Prabhupada in the purport is saying that that's why it's a bar for us to go to the material world. I mean, the living entities like me, to go to the not not to go to the spiritual world, but we should serve Krishna. We forgot our constitutional position. Our constitutional position is to serve the Lord, to be a servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna. That is our constitutional position, and we forget that. That's why we are in this material world. So, as we read about this Mahavishnu, the creation of the material world and the Mahatattva, and so I showed this one to you before, this diagram. Again, just one more time to describe about this Mahatattva is that Mahavishnu, who is the first Purush avatar of this creation, and the living entities, the soul, is rest on his body. So we are never perishable. Our jiva, the living, the soul is never perishable. So it's very it's constant and immortal. We souls are constant and immortal. We lives in the Mahavishnu's body before the creation of this material world. So, but when Mahavishnu breathes, innumerable universe creates, and he expands, and then living entities, then we get the body according to our karma in this material world, and Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Garbhodakshai Vishnu enters each universe, and that way the universe created. And then further the Garbhodakshai Vishnu expands as Shirodakshai Vishnu. The Shirodakshai Vishnu enters into each atom as super soul. So that means there are three Purush avatar: Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Shirodakshai Vishnu. Shirodakshai Vishnu is enters as a super soul in our body. So as we read in this purport that Supreme Personality of Godhead, his Samsha is the super soul, and his Vivinnamsha. We are different. We are part and parcel of Krishna, but still we are different. And we are the soul, stays in Krishna's body differently. And the super soul is the Shamsha, Sha Amsha. Own personal expansion is super soul of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This super soul enters each atom and to each living entities. That way, this material manifestation happens through material creations, which is called Mahat Tattva. So, this is any question for you? Then I'll show you another Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll read this Mahatattva. So now here, Srimad Bhagavatam 14.58, it says that everything is resting under the lotus feet of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.58, it is stated that समाश्रिताये पदपल्लवापं महत्पदं पुण्ययासो मुरारे. So anyone would like to read this beautiful purport?
I can read Mataji.
Yes. Thank you,
Under
Mataji.
the lotus feet, thank you, Mataji. Under the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the entire Mahat Tattva is existing. Since everything is under Sri Krishna's protection, Sri Krishna is called
Ashray.
Asraya
Ashray.
Tattva, Ashraya Tattva. Everything else is called Ashrita Tattva. The material creation is also called Ashrita Tattva. Liberation from material bondage and the attainment of the spiritual platform are also Ashrita Tattva. Krishna is the only Ashraya Tattva. In the beginning of the creation, there was Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. They are also Asraya Tattva. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam. Bhagavad Gita 5.1. To understand
Samhita.
Krishna,
Brahma
Mataji?
Samhita. Brahma Samhita.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Sorry. Brahma Samhita 5.1. To understand Krishna perfectly, one has to make an analytical study of Ashraya Tattva and Ashrita Tattva. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita 2.22.151 purport.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
So it's a very beautiful purport. So here, Krishna is Ashray. It's easy to understand that way because we are under his shelter. We are the Ashritas. And Krishna give us ashray. That's why Krishna is called Ashray Tattva. He is giving us shelter. Yes, Mataji, Priti Mataji. Mataji, you are. Yeah.
Mataji, after completing this purport, I mean, after you explain this, I'll ask my question, Mataji. This part.
Okay. You can ask now, Mataji. We are
Okay.
discussing it just like
Okay.
in class. We just discussed.
Mataji, yeah, Mataji. Actually, here we are saying, right, now, Mataji, like Vishnu has born the first. Vishnu is the first. But like when I'm with my friends or something, there would be a people, one set of people who would be telling the universe has formed by itself, scientifically. So in that way, some or the other way, like when we talk about these things, like
Mhm.
few people will not be convinced by the words like Mahavishnu has created everything. But when I was in that place, I also don't have that enough knowledge to tell that Krishna has created. I know that there is some vibe that is protecting me, that is saving me. Uh, but again, like how can we justify this? Like this has been created by Mahavishnu. And what make you to believe that is like Mahavishnu only? That strong reason that is like through Mahavishnu.
These purports, this Shastra, what we are reading now, like the Shastra Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, there are many references, Mataji, where it says that Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya Chahamridi Sannivishta. So he says so many times in so many different Bhagavad Gita verses. Krishna says that I am everything. I am everything resting on me. So like here, this is the verse what just we read. Everything is resting under the lotus feet of Krishna. This is the meaning of that. Everything is resting under him. So many other verses also, Mataji. He says that Krishna is everything and everything is in Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
So here, like here, Mahavishnu, yeah, we just read Mataji the purport, what we read today.
Mhm.
I'll just go back there. See here, purport, Prabhupada is explaining about this here. You see this purport?
Yeah, Mataji.
So here, similarly, the living entity are also in him. And because they are conditioned, they are averse to serving the Supreme Lord. And then it's talked about the Mahavishnu somewhere. I just, right? Yeah, here. So both the living entities and the material nature existed before this cosmos was manifested. Material nature was absorbed in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, and when it was required, it was manifested by the agency of the Mahat Tattva. So manifestation of this material world, when the consciousness created through the soul,
Mm-hmm.
that is called Mahat Tattva. So who will create other than Mahavishnu? Mahavishnu, Shirodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. These are the expansion of Lord Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Sankarshan.
Understood.
Prabhuji, Shubal Prabhu, could you please teach him?
Sorry, Mataji, my son was here. What was the question?
So Mataji is asking, like, her friend says that everyone says like it's the material world created by themselves. So how we can say that it's created by Mahavishnu or Krishna? So there are many references. That's what I was
Yes.
telling Mataji. Yeah.
Yes, as Mataji mentioned, Mataji, in the Vedas and everywhere, there is a hierarchy, how it gets created. In fact, maybe we can take one session about
Yeah.
it. And I'll also post a couple of links. You can also read and we can ask our Sridham Prabhu to explain in detail. I'll send you the link also, Mataji, in the chat.
Okay,
Yes.
Mataji.
Yes,
Okay, Prabhuji.
Mataji. Yeah, it's very important, Mataji, to give the reference what we are reading. This because Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they are the shastras. And so what we read about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, that is the authority proving that Krishna is everything. So if someone says, then you can just tell them that that Krishna is okay. I think I got here something to show you, Mataji.
Okay,
Like
Mataji.
well, at least one chapter, one verse. It says that I can share that with you. Okay. Uh, okay. Like here in this here Bhagavad Gita 9.7.
Okay, Mataji.
Did you see that screen, Mataji? My
Yeah,
screen?
yeah, Mataji, I can see.
So here Krishna himself is talking to Arjuna. 9.7, he says, Sarva Bhutani Konteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpashaye Punastani Kalpadau Vishramayaham. So here's translation. Krishna is saying, can you read, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah.
Sarva Bhutani. Mataji, you want me to read
It's
translation?
translation. You can just
Okay,
read the
okay.
translation.
Okay. O son of Kunti, at the end of millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again.
So that is the big reference, Mataji. It's
Okay.
like Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I created everything, and at the end of this era, at the end of this millennium, when everything will be destroyed, I'm the person like will take all those back because of my potency, my strength, my power. I am everything. Krishna is declaring that to Arjuna. And when he shows the Vishwarupa, that time, that chapter, Krishna is showing everything. And by each angle, each and every angle, when Arjuna was circumambulating Krishna, he's saying Krishna in everywhere, everything. And the whole, in his Krishna's body, he saw whole universe in his body. So only Supreme Lord can do that. No one can do that, Mataji. And he himself declared that.
Understood, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. And then this is the one Chandogya Upanishad. Here he says that Bahu Swam, although I am one, I shall become many. This is the Vedic aphorism, Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.3. He expands himself in this material energy, and the whole cosmic manifestation again takes place. So everything is happening under his will. He is the person who is doing everything. Then again, I'm showing you another verse.
Mm.
In this Upanishad, those are all Shastras, Mataji. Like when someone says, ask you something, just show those references that this is the Shastra says. We are
Okay.
not the authorities, our acharyas. They are saying it. That's the ultimate. That is the ultimate. We do not need anything.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji. And then again, this one. Can you just read the translation?
Yeah,
Bhagavad.
Mataji.
Yes.
The whole cosmic order is under me, uh, under my will. It is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is annihilated at the end.
Hmm. So that's Krishna himself is telling, Mataji.
Okay.
So that's why. So Krishna is like this Lord, his energy, his souls, and karma, those are all eternal. Lord is eternal, his energy is eternal. His energy is two types. Today we read material energy and the Prakriti and Purusha.
Mm.
So material energy is the inferior energy and the Purusha is his superior energy. So we are in his superior energy, the living entity. Our souls, they are eternal, and our karma works, those are all eternal. So
Okay.
here, Lord's energy, superior energy, spiritual, inferior. So we are all in Krishna's, with Krishna. We are the part and parcels of Krishna, and our soul is eternal and very pure. But
Mm.
according to our consciousness, that what we read, three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. According
Mm.
to our consciousness, we are getting, we are doing different karmas in this material world, and our activities are always not very conducive for bhakti. So that's why we are not getting taste in doing service for Krishna. We are not getting taste for doing chanting very sincerely or with attentively. So that's why we are we because we are rebellious. That what Prabhupada says in the purport, that we are rebellious. We do not want to serve Krishna, and that's why that is the bar, that is the obstacles we are having to go back to the spiritual world from this material world, because our only relationship is with Krishna, and that relationship we have to revive, and that relationship we have to revive through our acharyas, our gurus, Srila Prabhupada's books. Those books will help us to get to revive that relationship with Krishna. And also our gurus, the spiritual masters, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, they will help us to get that knowledge back. We cannot do ourselves independently, we cannot do it. We need Guru's mercy, we need acharyas, and we need the shastras, Guru, Sadhu, and shastras. These three things, GSS, these three things we need to improve in this path of bhakti, to grow, not only go, but to grow in bhakti, Mataji. So that's what I just would like to add here.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, and then here, it says, read
Mm-hmm.
that. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila
Mm-hmm.
2.8.
Okay.
So it says, Sayam Bhagavan Krishna Vishnu Paratattva Purno Jnana Purnananda Parama Mahatva. Can you read the translation, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji. Krishna, the original form of the personality of Godhead, he is the summum bonum of all the pervading Vishnu. He is all perfect knowledge and all perfect bliss. He is the supreme transcendence.
Thank you. So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So many verses, so many reference, Mataji. So here, see, Krishna is Bhagavad Gita 7.10. Here Krishna is saying, O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. So he is the seed of everything. He is the seed giving father. He is the source. And he declared by himself. There is no God who declared by themselves. He declared by himself. So there is nothing, one blade of grass cannot be moved without the will of Krishna. Krishna, if Krishna wills, everything will happen. Maya Devi will, when Krishna will sanction, Mayadevi is the instrumental cause. She will make it happen. But Krishna has to sanction. So that's why everything is, so when people says I created this, I created that, those are all like incorrect. Everything is done by Krishna. This is his world, this is his universe. He did everything.
And
And
it's
when
not.
knowledge, when we get that knowledge, we'll able to serve Krishna, we'll love Krishna. Love is everything. Like Asha Mataji was telling her experience, the way she's taking care of her deities. She thinks they are her son, son like son. So Mataji was explaining so nicely her experience. So when we'll awaken love for Krishna, everything we can do spontaneously. Then it will get the motivation. We'll get motivation for chanting because we are building relationship with them. Try to talk to her, your Bal Gopal. Try to talk to him. Talk every day. Whatever you feel. Like when you are happy, talk to him that I'm very happy for this. When you are sad, say, oh, I'm sad today. And you know what happened? He will reciprocate, Mataji. He reciprocates. He's very merciful.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mataji.
Thank you. Anything, Prabhuji's, Mataji's? Any
You
additional?
wonderfully explained, Mataji, very well. So just wanted to add, Mataji. So, and also sometimes, I mean, people might think, why only Krishna? Because, I mean, Krishna is Krishna has lot of incarnations, like Mataji was saying, Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, Guna avatars, Manvantara avatars. All these avatars are non-different from him, like Rama, Krishna. We have like, Dasha avatara, right? They're all non-different. Like if one candle lights another candle, do we see the difference between any candle? No. So in the
No.
same way, Krishna, like Mahavishnu, the Lord Krishna incarnations are unlimited, and all the Vaikuntha planets, there are hundreds of them. So wherever your heart is, somebody wants to worship Lord Rama, there's no harm, because he is not different from Lord Krishna. So in this way, we have like I mean, and of course, if there are categories like Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, Karnodakashaya Vishnu. Karna means he is the Vishnu in the causal ocean. When he breathes out, breathes in, breathes out, hundreds and thousands of universes are created. And Garbhodakashin Vishnu stays in each of these universe, and from the navel of that universe the Brahma is born, and Brahma creates all those living entities, including us, 8.4 million species. And in each of the living entity, even in an bacteria, Lord you know Krishna, who is Vishnu, Karnadaksh Kshiradaksh Vishnu, stays as Paramatma. And as you know, like Leela avatars, right? Like Kumara, Narada, all the Leelas he does, like Kalki, Buddha, Krishna, he extend, and Guna avatars. Guna that we just discussed, right? So, we have three gunas. So each guna, Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and who is the manifestation? Again, Lord Shiva is also non-different. When a milk converts into yogurt, that like that, Lord Shiva is also an expansion of Lord Krishna and Manvantara avatara. So like that, there are so many avatars, and Krishna, based on the place and circumstances, he manifests in that way. But we can see that Lord Krishna is the fountainhead of all the incarnations. I also posted that one link where you
Mm.
can see how Krishna comes, and then from Krishna, Balarama, and then all the other incarnations like Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, and then Narayana, all those things, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, just share this hierarchy of incarnation. Yeah, you can save this, Mataji. Mataji, Prabhuji, whoever first. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice point you added. Anyone else? Kush Prabhu, anything you want to say? Any takeaway from today's class?
No, not really. I think I'm still learning a lot as I go on. I just started reading the Bhagavatam. I think it's been about 3 months, I think. So, but before that, I was reading the Bible, um, right, because of friends. So, but I because I was born in Hindu family, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense, everything as a kid, going to kirtans. I have a guru as well that was given to
Do you
me
live?
from child. Hmm?
Where do you
What?
live, Prabhuji?
I live
Where
in
do you live?
Tampa. I
Oh,
live near the Hindu temple. It's like
oh,
five
okay,
minutes away,
okay,
yeah, from the Hindu temple.
okay, okay. Please
And
join
then,
our program, Prabhuji.
sure, sure.
31st January, we have a program at Ayappa Temple, right, Prabhu? Yeah,
Yes,
please
Mataji.
join. Yeah, please join the in person. Definitely will like. There will be kirtan, katha, arti, prasadam.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send you. Are you in the Vedic group? That Vedic scriptures group, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. There will be the post of the program, so you will get notified. Thank you for joining, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining and
Thank
your
you.
sincerity. Thank you so much. And our Raghu Prabhu is feeling better, little bit better, because Prabhuji was sick from couple of weeks. So now Prabhuji is back, but he cannot speak, he cannot talk, he is very weak. So thank you, Prabhuji. Still you join. Thank you so much. So we can pause our discussion for today, and again tomorrow, His Grace Sri Krishna Prabhuji will lead the class tomorrow. Until then, thank you so much. If you do not have any question, we can just pause. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubha eva cha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Temple Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Mataji ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
Hare